If you're thinking about downsizing in Johnson County, you're probably imagining this. Sell your larger home, buy something smaller, lower your expenses, and maybe pocket a little extra cash. And sometimes that works. But right now, here in Johnson County, Kansas, it's not always that simple. What most people focus on is the sales price. But what actually matters is what you keep after fees, taxes, HOA dues, insurance, and timing. And with limited villa and maintenance provided inventory, especially in places like Overland Park, Lenexa, and Olathe, small missteps can erase savings fast. And also remember that smaller doesn't always mean cheaper. So today I'm walking you through 5 things you absolutely need to know before you downsize, including one timing move that can save you thousands. So stay tuned because I'll tell you what that is later in the video. So let's get into it. Number 1, the financial reality. The most important number in downsizing is not your sales price, it's your net proceeds. That means you start with what you expect to sell for, and then you subtract loan payoff, agent commissions, title and closing costs, prorated taxes and HOA, prep, repairs, staging, moving costs. And I always recommend a small buffer for surprises. What's left is your true walkaway number, and that's what funds your next home. Now, here's where most people get surprised. Downsizing doesn't automatically mean lower monthly costs. If you're buying with cash, that's great, but don't drain your reserves. And if you're financing, you need to compare your current payment to your new payment plus your HOA. At today's rates, which right now are typically in the low sixes, even a smaller loan can feel expensive once HOA dues are added. And be sure to look at property taxes. Smaller doesn't always mean cheaper in Johnson County. Taxes are based on assessed value and mill levies vary by city. I've seen $425,000 homes in Overland Park with taxes similar to larger, older homes elsewhere. Always request estimated taxes before writing an offer. Now let's talk about HOA dues. A maintenance-provided lifestyle sounds really attractive, but it doesn't come cheap. HOA fees and maintenance-provided communities can range anywhere from around $200 a month to $500 a month or more, depending on what's included. And coverage can vary widely. Some HOAs include roofs and exterior insurance, others don't. The key is to get all of the HOA information up front so that there are no surprises. And keep in mind that HOA fees can increase from year to year, so be sure to budget for that. And one thing that people don't often take into consideration as a housing expense, insurance. And this one matters now more than ever. Insurance costs are rising fast, even here in the Midwest. For standalone homes, I'm seeing homeowners insurances increase 20 to 40% at renewal, sometimes even more. Older roofs, past claims, or high replacement costs can push premiums even higher. In maintenance-provided communities, your HOA may cover exterior insurance, which can lower your personal policy into a walls-in plan, but you still need to confirm your deductibles, confirm your coverage limits, and understand how claims affect future HOA dues. Insurance is no longer the set-it-and-forget-it expense that it was in the past, and you want those numbers in writing before you commit. Once the math works, the next risk isn't price, it's timing. So let's talk about the timing trap. With tight inventory here in Johnson County, timing matters as much as pricing. If you're trying to sell and buy at the same time, you have 3 main paths. Option 1, sell first. This gives you clarity. You know what cash you have in hand and you have stronger buying power. But the risk is temporary housing. Well, what's the work around this? This is the timing move that I mentioned earlier that could save you thousands because it changes everything. It's negotiating a post-occupancy, also called a leaseback, when you sell your home. That means you close on your sale, you lock in your equity, but you stay in your home for 30 to 60 days while you line up your next move. That one step can save you thousands by avoiding storage units, temporary housing, double moves, and it puts you in a much stronger position when you're buying in a tight villa market. A 30 to 60-day leaseback is common and can give you breathing room. Pair that with an extended closing, and you've created a smooth transition. Just make sure everything is lender approved and in writing. The second option, buy first. You have one move, less stress, but you may carry two homes, and contingent offers can often be seen by sellers as weaker. If you do this, you're going to need first fully underwritten approval, a clear appraisal gap plan, tight inspection timelines, and your current home offer ready before you write your purchase offer. And the third option would be a bridge loan, a home equity line of credit, or called a HELOC for short, or you could do a recast. These options unlock equity so that you can write stronger offers, but discipline matters. You want to borrow conservatively and know exactly how it gets paid off at closing. Be sure to talk to your agent or lender about all of these options, and you can also check out my video on how to buy and sell at the same time, which goes further in depth on all of these options. And one more thing about timing, seasonality matters too. Villas tend to turn over late spring through early fall. Watching your target communities for 60 to 90 days before listing can make a huge difference. And now let's move on to our next question. Where should you land? Where you land changes everything. Let's talk city by city. First, Overland Park. Overland Park continues to be one of the most versatile choices for downsizing. It has established neighborhoods, excellent healthcare access, and proximity to shopping and dining, so you can find many options here, with prices starting in the 600,000s and selling for over $1 million for the newer communities. Next up, Olathe. Olathe offers one of the widest ranges of housing options for empty nesters in Johnson County, with more affordable options than Overland Park, which makes it especially appealing for homeowners in transition. Here you can find smaller maintenance provided homes from the 400,000s up to the 800,000s. Now up, Lenexa. Lenexa is a favorite among buyers looking for newer infrastructure, efficient home designs, and a strong sense of intentional planning. It's also desirable for its easy access to local employers and major highways. Here you can find downsizing options starting around $400,000 and ranging up to around $1 million. And next up, Leawood. Leawood is often chosen by homeowners who want to downsize without downsizing their lifestyle. It's known for beautifully maintained neighborhoods, strong long-term property values, and easy access to upscale shopping, dining, and medical facilities. Leawood offers luxury finishes and convenience, but higher entry costs and stricter rules. Here you'll pay starting around $800,000 to well over $1 million. And if you're looking for that total maintenance-free lifestyle, you might want to check out the downtown Overland Park condos. They offer walkability and community events, but parking, storage, and pet rules can vary widely, so be sure to do your due diligence. And if maintenance provided isn't important to your downsizing, all Johnson County communities offer smaller single-family or one-level living homes at all price points where you can have more control over the monthly expenses and decide how much of the maintenance you want to hire out. So now that we've covered the meat and potatoes of downsizing, let's move on to something that many people don't consider when making this transition, the emotional aspect. I know from personal experience that downsizing brings up a lot of emotions. You remember bringing your kids home from the hospital here, or you picture all of the holidays and celebrations that happened in your large family home. But downsizing plans fail when decisions drag on emotionally. Here's a simple rule. Connect decluttering to your contract milestones. When inspections are complete, that's the week you donate. When the appraisal is done, that's when you schedule your hauler. And split up your items into 4 boxes. Keep, sell, donate, and archive. And this gets even trickier with all the kids' stuff. I know because I kept boxes and boxes of my kids' mementos in my storage room until I decided to downsize a few years ago. But I had to give them some tough love. I gave them 1 week to come and get their stuff. Then whatever is left over really becomes a tough decision for you, and only you can decide what to keep and what to toss. And all that other stuff in storage, Well, here's a rule of thumb. If you haven't opened a box in 90 days, it goes. The last thing you want to do is have to rent a storage unit to keep all of your extra stuff. Storage fees add up and quickly erase downsizing savings that you're hoping for. And finally, number 5, make a plan. Here's a quick checklist that I use with clients. Look at your options and decide your financing. Study the projected net proceeds sheet and be conservative so that you know how much you're working with. Target 2 communities that you love plus a backup. Review the HOAs for all of those communities. Create an ideal timeline for your sale and purchase. Plan ahead and declutter and make any needed repairs to your existing home. Develop an offer strategy with your agent. And finally, plan for backup housing if you plan to sell before purchasing. When each line has a date and a dollar amount, that's when downsizing becomes a plan and not a gamble. I know that downsizing can seem overwhelming. I've been there. But with a solid plan in place, it can really be an exciting time. Know your financial numbers, including the HOAs, taxes, and insurance, and scope out all of the communities that align best to your goals. And plan ahead by decluttering and getting rid of all of that extra stuff that you really don't need. If you're considering a move, downsizing, or planning your next chapter here, I've put together a Johnson County transition guide to help you get oriented and make confident decisions. Just click the link in the description to check it out. If you'd like to talk through your own situation, whether you're upsizing, downsizing, right-sizing, or making a big move, I'm happy to walk you through the next steps. I would love to help you find your perfect home in your perfect neighborhood at your perfect price point without any pressure. Just helpful information. Just give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or you can just scan the QR code to schedule a quick Zoom chat. Let's talk about your goals. Thanks for watching Living in Kansas City. I'm Cheryl McCormick with the #1 ranked Rob Ellerman team at Reese Nichols Real Estate. Hit like if you found this helpful and subscribe so that you never miss a Kansas City update. I'll see you next time, and until then, stay safe, stay curious, and stay tuned for more exciting tours and real estate insights about Kansas City and Johnson County to come.